Welcome to another episode of the Loan Project. Today is a special one. Special not only because we have very distinguished guests with us with whom we will be talking, but also because finally we are putting a name to this segment. And people who are in startup ecosystem would understand how how difficult figuring out names is. But we kept it very simple because our focus uh, was lenders and borrowers. So the first segment we are naming as the leadership in lending. Under this segment, we will keep our conversations very simple, but with people who are involved deeply and are playing a pivotal role in the entire lending ecosystem and the value chain. So this is the first episode of the leadership in lending, so it had to be a special one. So for this special episode, the guest who we have with whom we'll be talking to is a career lender. And more than just a career lender, he has been involved in building lending book of over thousands of crores, over 18,000 crores in markets which are not urban, so semi-urban and rural. So you can understand how important it was for him to come up with risk-based models, come up with the strategies which help not only competing against some of the bigger players, but also creating a niche in the segment. So without wasting any more time, let's jump in, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you. Three. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us to our another episode of the Loan Project. We have a very distinguished guest today with us, a lending veteran, if we can call, in all scenarios, been there, done that, and that has been our endeavor at all our conversations, that we bring out lending being an applied science or tribal science. We try to get some sort of sense from people who have done this journey and they have seen various scenarios, because I firmly believe that this as an industry, for it to grow, we need to tap into the experiences of folks who have had much wider horizon compared to a lot of folks like us. And smart people amongst us will try to take the snippets and use as the situation demands. So thank you, Sudhin sir, for joining us, and welcome to the Loan Project.
Thank you very much, Atul. It's my pleasure to contribute in your endeavor, and I'm really appreciative of the noble cause which you have taken upon yourself, and I wish you the very best. I hope whatever little I can contribute can be useful to you and to your viewers and to your channel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So without wasting any more time, we would straight away jump on some of the things which are going on in the industry, which I thought let me take your perspective on. One of the things is lending is right now in a major flux, and if you have seen, but what is your take on some of the things which are going on in the industry, sir? Like, for example, your first time or new to credit borrowers, your the housing, the challenges which people are facing, the entire ecosystem. How do you see it playing out? What is your takes around that?
See, I personally feel that lending is a very serious business. And I think one is dealing with somebody else's money. I think even if at a macro level you look at it, you are dealing with the money of the saving community, who puts the money with the bank and the bank lends that money. And therefore, as a trustee, I think it's a serious business of deploying those money. Obviously, the banks and the NBFCs and any lending institution, they are lending out this money for a productive or consumption use or to create an asset, which can be income generating or a non-income generating, but it is eventually a saver's money if you look at the macro level. Okay. And therefore, I believe lending has to be a very serious business.
Okay.
I used to tell my people also, writing checks. When you give away loan, you are writing checks. Writing checks are very easy. It's not easy to get the checks back. So recovery is a very important ingredient in any lending business. So I think when it comes to lending, I think there are 2-3 things. One is a discipline, as an individual also, if you are a part of the lending team, I think there has to be a self-discipline. As an organization, there has to be a discipline. I think these are the, and strictly adhere to the prudential norms of the regulator, or you can still have a more conservative, your prudential norms of the lending. I think these are the aspects. A lender should primarily be, playing a very, cautious and careful game. Whereas what I see, the trend which has been emerging over the last few years is that everybody is talking about the speed of, building up the AUM. What is a loan asset? Everybody wants to talk about. I think that is where many a times the checks are being written in a hurry. The amount of due diligence or the credit appraisal or the quality with which it has to be done, I think probably that is getting compromised, or there are shortcuts taken to that. And I think eventually the banks or the institutions suffer because the money do not come back at the rate at which it should come back. Yes, there are recovery efforts which go into it, legal actions, acquisition of the assets and auctioning it. And I mean, it's a long drawn affair afterwards. But the momentum which needs to be maintained, for both the wheels to go. Honestly speaking, Atul, if I can give a simile to, it's like riding a bicycle, lending businesses. Okay, your front wheel is your disbursements. And your rear wheel, which is tied to the chain, a pedaling chain, is your recovery. So if you have, driven a bicycle, you will know if the chain comes off, the cycle cannot be driven. Correct. That is what precisely happens, that if the recovery goes out of control, I think there is a bankruptcy for the company or organization. New money doesn't come in, and therefore disbursement can't happen. So I think I would say it's a serious business. Be cautious, be careful, be responsible. It is somebody else's money which you are lending it out, and have a prudential, conservative policies, procedures, and discipline in adhering to that.
Thank you for watching this video. If you are interested in the industry of lending, or just trying to figure out various factors which play a role in the next role of your life, we would request you to hit like and subscribe to our channel. We would keep on coming up with content which is relevant to your needs and requirements pertaining to loans. Thank you. See you soon.